it's hard to put your mind around the fact you're usually throttling with your feet.
I know.
Or two hands.
It's a bit of a transition to learn this thing, that's for sure. All right, so just allow me to do the takeoff. Try not to grab the stick or anything. I'm going to take off. I'm going to get us away from the airport, and then I'm going to transition you to the stick, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's do this, man.
Right.
Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankee is on the roll, 26 with a right turnout, climbing to 2000.
I'm going to set my altimeter correctly. There we go.
So, in the sense of being in the airport, nobody's monitoring the runway. You have your access from being here or in the club, and that's free to use.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, you can land.
That's quick.
Yeah, man.
Right on.
You can land and fly out of any airport in Canada.
Wow. And within a certain what's like parameters of the plane, or you have certain class of aircraft that you can. Like the airport is only.
There's only one airport I know that you can't fly into, and that's Pearson. Because they, like the big one in Toronto, they only want jets in there, right? So they don't want any of this general aviation aircraft coming into there.
So Buttonville is the closest you can get to Toronto?
No, you can go to Toronto Island, right downtown.
Right. Wow. Comes up quick, so our height.
So we started at 700 feet.
Okay.
So when we get to 1,700, that puts us 1,000 feet over the ground.
Holy, that's quick. So 700 feet, so what, our height above sea level?
Yeah.
Right, so
that's
this is, what, that's Blue Mountain this way?
Yes, sir. Blue Mountain right in front of us. I'm just going to keep climbing up.
Holy, cool. It's not white anywhere else.
No, man. There's the snow belt they always talk about. See how the snow is all over there?
And it's what, like, there you go, my ears pop. There.
Yeah, so we're now 1,000 feet over the ground.
Is that general, just for the pressure?
Yeah.
1,000 feet for you too?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I compare it to scuba diving, so it kind of...
Yeah, exactly. So we're coming up on 2,000 feet above sea level, which is 1,300 feet over the ground. Just going to level off the plane here for now.
Okay. Did it start okay, Zenek?
Yes, well, it started well, and exhaust gas temperatures are reading well so far.
That's the other guy about to take off. So that bumpiness there that we're feeling is normal. That's just a little bit of turbulence because the temperature changes.
It's varies with the height too, or just like we're coming into the different weather system off the water, right?
That's right.
So it's cool air we're hitting?
Uh-huh. Okay, so I'm just looking around which way we can safely go. There's a snowstorm right over there. You can see that foggy area. And there's some foggy nonsense up near Midland that way. We can go towards Barrie if you want. Whatever you want, doesn't matter to me.
Not specific to go either way. That's why I wondered how much of a loop we do. So
we can do quite a bit.
Now that I see the visual, the range, like so what to the horizon here, we're what, 15 kilometers though? I don't know, change that 1,000 feet.
Yeah, so it'd be quite a ways, man. Like,
so
we're seeing all the way to Meaford, man. Like that second point, which is many, many kilometers. I don't know how many kilometers. That's about 35 miles.
Out and around the lake, you mean?
Yeah.
On the road, yeah. But you can see all the scale of things.
Oh, yeah.
It makes everything seem pretty minuscule down there. Like the amount of distance you can cover. Like.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Just for measurement's sake, like this water tower is how much in height?
That would probably be 60 feet, 70 feet.
Oh, for reference, you're looking at like the trees or the foliage there?
Yeah.
So they're about 40, 50 foot trees?
Yep.
And the normal house, I guess, beside it. But
that's right. Yeah, house, give or take, is 25 feet in a single story with the peak of the roof and stuff like that.
Probably quite a common question, but if you... How fast could you descend from this so we're at 1,300 feet right now?
Well, we could get down there pretty damn quick if I point the nose down, but you end up getting the plane going pretty damn fast if you do something like that.
I'm going to say, and then obviously in the event of any sort of failure, you're like a glider, right?
Exactly.
But if you were to invert it, like you would, without power, I guess how long gravity would take you pretty much straight down and...
No, gravity is actually our friend. You know, well, this is what it's like.
I guess we're not free falling.
That's right. Here's our engine not doing anything for us.
That's what I wonder, yeah.
There she is. That's what's gliding.
So that now it's air?
We're just a glider, and we're relying on gravity pulling us down.
Wow.
So I'm gonna talk you through a couple of the instruments, and I'm gonna show you how to control this bad boy, okay?
Okay.
All right, so most important instrument in the entire aircraft is our airspeed indicator, right there.
Up left.
As long as this thing is going above 60 knots, we're not gonna fall from the sky.
60.
60.
Is there a warning or something on visual that you can tell by feel probably?
I can tell by feel, but I just peek at it once in a while.
So you're in the white range.
That's right. When I start going down in the low white range, yeah.
Okay.
The next thing is our altimeter. That tells us how high above sea level we are. Right now we're about 2,000 feet above sea level. And this guy here tells us if we're climbing or descending. See how the needle's going above the zero?
Yeah.
That means we're in a bit of a climb. If I push the nose forward a bit, there you go. Now we're level.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of playing around. So what we'll do is we'll get you to put your one hand on the control stick, just nice and gentle.
Maybe in right-handed, I guess, follow suit. You do.
Well, you should be actually on your left hand, because your right hand eventually has to be able to work this, right?
Okay.
So for me, it was I am right-handed, but I had to learn it to learn this side because all pilots start on that side, right?
In the lesson sense, you're always on your comfortable side.
Exactly, right?
So.
But you'll get used to it in like 10 minutes. Trust me there.
Hit the mic.
Yeah, it's okay. So I want you to feel what it's like when I turn the aircraft. So we're just flying level, we're looking straight, and I'm going to take this stick and I'm just going to pull it a little bit to the right. Make a right turn. And that's all it takes, just that little tug. See how it's starting to get very steep?
Wow.
So now we're going to pull it back, just nice and gentle.
Very, very sensitive.
Yeah, man.
So when you're pulling the stick, you're turning. Can I just, if we turn, can I mechanically see behind us? If I just.
Yeah, you're not going to see much of what's going on behind us because the movement's on the wings. See those little things on the wings? That's what's doing the turn.
That's what I'm looking for, yeah.
See?
Yep. Just that little piece. Wow.
That's it. Now, they work opposite to each other. So when this one goes up, that one goes down. See?
Gotcha. You can't help but relate it to when you were a kid, you know?
Yeah.
Out the window of the car.
Exactly the same thing, man.
Yep. Okay.
All right, so get your hand on that control again. I'm gonna walk you through a left turn. So we're just gonna take this control stick and we're gonna bring it to the left.
I feel it in the ass of my seat, not so much the controls.
And that's important, man. That's a skill that it takes a lot of people a long time to feel. But you must be a driver. You must mess around with dirt bikes, off-road vehicles, motorcycles. So you get it. You got it. You got that feeling in your body, right?
Yep. Trying to find well, not to get ahead of myself, but like the pitch and the yaw.
Hotel turning left base for runway 26 full stop.
I get my head around what's going on. That's why I'm trying to see mechanically what I'm moving and feel for it. Obviously, it's all new, so that's.
Yeah. So what we're doing here with this stick, with the left and right, is called the roll axis. So this is rolling right, and rolling left. Now another thing the stick is controlling is our pitch. That's our nose up or nose down. So if I want to climb, I'm going to pull back just a little bit. You'll notice we're climbing now.
Wow.
You can see we're climbing because that's going up. But the other thing and this is climbing. The other thing is this starts slowing down because we're running out of energy. So this is when the pilot would start adding power or not climb as steeply. So I'll just put the nose down a little bit. There you go. Now she'll pick up airspeed.
Is that ever sensitive? Wow. I'm sure I see your bike and the toys I'm sure you've been through. Like this compared to normally you have so much physical energy exerted to get that to different friction, I guess.
That's right.
So you're forcing it. This is kind of well, it's pretty assisted, the airspeed and stuff.
Exactly.
You can relax, right?
That's right.
Amazing. So in reference to the airport, where will we be now? We've come around.
The airport's off in that direction that way. We're actually pretty close to Midland. Like this foggy area is where Midland is, but we can't make it over there because of this nonsense.
If we were to run, this is active falling snow, what we see, or just fog, like a cold going over it?
It looks like it is snow that is falling in that direction, yeah.
So we can go
over? That's
over?
Edenvale right there.
Okay.
We wouldn't want to go through it because the visibility is fairly poor. And
this being Barrie?
Barrie's going to be right down in this direction over here.
The bay there? Or
Yeah.
this side? Or
That's Lake Simcoe there.
we go out and around the point to Barrie.
And
on the
Barrie
water,
will be right this way.
Okay.
So, Will, I'm going to let
Yes.
you just play with it, okay? I'm going to move my hand from it, and I want you to just feel it. Play around with it.
I was kind of trying to figure out which,
Yeah, man.
where to position my elbow. I didn't know if I should be up. I just want to feel how much.
Yeah, you want to get that comfort spot. And I'll be honest with you, man, it takes people about a good 2-3 hours to find that spot where they're really comfortable,
Yeah, trying to.
and you set up your position for flying, right?
So, in regards
Executive Air,
to orientation
George.
here, we're not restricted to any sort of direction. We're only
That's right.
just a visual.
Visual, and we can't fly over baseboard.
And you're warned by that, or you just know by.
Quick turn for us. We'll need a.
You hear.
We know because pilots are supposed to do their due diligence and check the maps before you fly and look where the restricted airspace is. And baseboard is restricted, so I just know that, right?
Where would, yeah, when you get anywhere close to it, obviously, if common sense would tell somebody you're not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
If you're aware of what's going on.
Yeah, the bottom line is you don't want to get there, though, because then that's the time a pilot starts getting into possibly losing their license, right? If they start flying in restricted airspace, they'll know who you are because they just look with the binoculars at your tail, see your registration. Right now you're in a slight climb. Let's do a turn this way towards Barrie. Let's avoid that snow. Still climbing, so try pushing the nose forward a little bit.
Okay, I was just getting inverted there, just trying to go backwards.
She's snowing pretty good here, man. So as long as it's not wet snow, if it's wet snow or rain, then it could be very dangerous for us. Okay, try pushing the nose down. Down, down, down. No, forward, forward.
Collingwood traffic, Sierra X-ray Lima, coming from the southwest.
We're staying.
Rejoin the circuit.
Yeah, but you're still climbing, so push that nose forward. Try to get it to the zero. So if you push it,
Okay, here. Showing us zero's leveled out.
there, now you're level.
horizontally. Okay, yeah, I can feel it there. Trying to figure out pressure on the controls. So.
Traffic twin
If I want to go just
rolling 3-1.
bank that way like 10 or 15 degrees, so I just do a gradual straight right to you.
Collingwood
Yeah,
traffic, Sierra X-ray Lima is 2 miles to the southeast. We're at 2500, descending to 22. We're going to cross over for mid-left. Actually, no, we're going to cross over for the turnaround and then join in mid-left 3-1. Sierra X-ray Lima, Collingwood traffic.
So what I was concerned about going through that snow, if it's that wet snow and it starts collecting on the wings, it could be very dangerous, and then the plane won't want to fly anymore. If it builds up any ice on the tip of those wings, it's super dangerous.
Right.
As long as we stay away from that stuff.
The tips are what's stabilizing us.
Yeah, that's keeping us afloat, right?
direction? Okay.
Yeah, that's keeping us, that's what keeps flight happening, is that roundedness to the front of the wing.
Oh, sorry, you misunderstood. I thought you meant the tip. But
Yeah, the leading
that's
edge,
the way
right?
yeah, it's the way we're pushing air underneath.
Yep.
Or over the wing, whichever
Yep.
way you like. Yeah, okay.
A little bit of both.
It is actually a very nice day today.
Beautiful up there.
Yeah.
So they can't hear us unless we're mic checked on the...
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's Barrie right there.
Any reason why we would speak to somebody else up here other than, like, you wouldn't be wanting to be anywhere near them, right?
Exactly. The reason why we speak to people is to give them position reports so we don't collide with each other. So every once in a while, I will just let the world know where we are so people avoid us. Because it's, even that you think it's easy to see another plane up here, it's very difficult.
We would be, by the time we visually identify somebody, we're too close to them.
You could be, yeah. If you're flying towards each other, yes.
This is... I'm amazed at how sensitive it is.
Yeah, man.
I almost have to try to mechanically tell myself to stop flexing my muscle. It changes everything.
The hardest thing is to learn that you got to control it with your wrist and not your arm. If you use your arm, you're always going to oversteer the plane. But if you just use your wrist like you're drawing or something, or writing,
okay,
that's the key.
That's something I can get with. Yeah. I'm trying to make my shoulder less rigid and, like you said, pushing with my body. And at this point, stay stable, remain stable without much pressure on the controls at all, right?
That's right.
So we just keep it. Would it, say if wind gust or drop pressure, would it try to take control from you, or would it be something you'd have to?
Yeah,
manage?
you got to fight it sometimes. If it gets really violently windy, you got to really fight against it.
So you're actually feeling resistance or,
That's right.
or pressure?
Yeah, you'll feel it.
These clouds we're looking at were straight in line with.
Yeah, we don't want to go.
Height?
They look like they're a bit higher than us. We don't want to go through them. Yeah, but we're okay right now.
Going down a bit. To me, it looks like they're pretty about level with our sight.
They're close.
I'm comparing it to the horizon.
Yeah.
It's the distance, so we're pretty much level. And could we go through them, or we try and stay under?
Legally, we can't.
Can't. Okay, it's because of the visual flight deck.
Exactly.
So we stay. Do we have to descend at this point?
No, I think you're good.
Are we on track? Yeah.
Because if you look at these ones right here, you can see underneath them, so they should most likely be all at the same level.
Okay.
So we're underneath them by a few hundred feet.
Really? Okay, that's what I'm trying to get my reference.
Yeah, it's deceiving.
It looks like we're, I can see the distance, between our.
Yeah.
So we're going down a little bit, and we're at.
So if you look directly in front of us on the horizon, you can see Toronto. You can see the CN Tower and a bunch of skyscrapers.
I see the shoreline there now, and the tower. Yeah. Wow. And for a flight into Toronto Island, you'd be what 35 minutes to Toronto?
About 35 minutes, yeah. It gets a little tricky because once you get near Highway 9 Newmarket, that's when you have to ask permission to enter the airspace.
Okay.
It's not hard, it's just you got to be on the ball ready to speak to a control tower.
And at that point, you just position yourself, identify you by your...
Yeah, and they guide you in.
So, this is Kempenfelt Bay, and what are we feeling here? We're just getting into some different...
A little bit of different temperatures and winds and stuff, yeah. And you're also in a bit of a descent, so you're going faster.
Okay.
Yeah, we've lost about 400 feet from where we were a minute ago. That's fine. It could be at any altitude we like.
Okay. I'm just watching now, so we're in it. I'm just trying to watch my indicator here, and it's just showing that we're climbing.
Yeah.
So you watch how long when you come up to level out. It sees that I'm level at this point.
Yep.
And this is that the air pushing?
Yeah, it's probably some winds pushing us around a little bit.
I'm actually pushing controls this way, and we're doing the opposite,
you're
right?
fighting it. That's what we do. That's what we train for.
We've almost come full circle where airport would be.
Airport's going to be
this
that way, yeah. So right here, we're in Barrie. We're actually right above the Barrie airport. There's a little tiny airport right down here. You can probably see the runway running that way.
I see it now that you're pointing out, yeah. So it's open and used as a...
It is.
Okay, that's the end of Ann Street here.
Yep.
Perfect. That's a good reference for me. It looks so small from here.
Yeah, man.
So we're at, what, you said 700?
So yeah, we're about 2,100 feet over the ground.
3,000 minus 7 here.
Yep.
So we're, okay. And this is just, this is 1,000, this is the 100.
Or sorry, 1,700 feet over the ground, yeah.
Wild. But like a clock, this is your, this is your more minute
That's right.
gauge. So you're in like tens of feet and thousands?
Yep.
Okay. So what would I be feeling here with my feet if I apply pressure?
All right, so I'll show you what the feet do. Yeah. The feet adjust the yaw of the aircraft. So if the wind is really pushing us and you had to steer the nose of the plane into the wind a bit, you would push your right foot down a little bit and it'll steer the nose right. Try it. As you push the right foot, you got to allow your left one to come up. It's like a teeter-totter.
So when I can take my eyes away from here if I kind of reference my height.
That's right.
And then right now.
There you go. See how it pulled the nose a bit?
Yep. Perfect.
Now that's if we just want to clean up our flying and make it as straight as possible.
And that's the constant mindset is to be trying to remove resistance off any of the plane.
That's right. Yeah. Give yourself the best efficiency flying through the air.
Perfect. Okay, we're going to come back up. But this is amazing. I've never seen the plane, this particular plane, or noticed it over here.
Oh, really?
No. I'm around here all the time. I used to live here over behind Allendale.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, our house is on Yonge Street, which you see the new construction, which would be the ICF here.
Oh, yeah.
So directly across from that is where we reside there.
Cool.
This is neat to get here. These things looks, so actually you can lose height very quickly.
Very quickly.
Okay. It's so, it contradicts everything you see when you saw people flying and pulling things. Like, I watched a few of that aerobatic flights and stuff, and that now puts all that into a whole different perspective at this point.
Oh yeah, when those guys are yanking on those sticks and stuff, wow, that's some crazy G-forces they're getting.
And this is amazing. If I'm visually here just to have a peek over this.
Yeah, man.
That's checking out my house right there.
Nice.
Not ever cool. The big red maple trees are right in the front yard.
Yeah.
The way faster way to get home.
Oh yeah.
So we feel a lot of cold air here, and it's just being that we're over the lake. And
is that thing open there? No, that's closed.
No. But just, you can feel it, temperature change.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's also, I have to seal I got to put some new weather stripping on here.
Can we come back around this way?
We can, yeah.
Okay.
You're the boss. I'm here to make sure you do it safely.
Okay, just trying to find I don't want to do anything drastic, and that's pretty neat. So I don't know what it is about my body wants to, I'm inclined to pull on this, which is backwards, right?
Yep. It takes time, man.
Like I'm used to what you said, transferring the mindset of pulling on a set of handlebars.
Yeah.
Something, right? Yeah. Your power's in the ass of you, so this puts it different, and there's no contact.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying?
Oh man, I know.
This is cool. So you see the shoreline here, that water where you see the shoreline, that would be probably 20 feet deep, like.
Yeah.
And it just goes right off the black.
Yeah. That's a deep spot here, this Kempenfeld.
Is it true to life that it's actually, so out past the point I've been told that it's about 300 feet?
So I heard, yeah.
So you would never be able to tell from here.
No, it's just blackness.
So what would be a concern for us if we're hearing other pilots?
I'm always sort of listening to make sure I don't hear the words Barrie. So far I haven't heard anybody say Barrie. So if they would say, you know, I'm over top of Barrie at 3,000 feet traveling north, and then we would be looking for them, right?
Right, and where is it standard, or obviously when you call it regulated control, that anybody in the area is on a certain channel?
Exactly.
So how do we know that? Is it set?
I switched it to this channel right now, which is Barrie 123.
Okay.
When we get back over towards Edenvale, it's this one, 122.775. I memorized these for this area.
I was going to say that's something mechanically.
Yeah.
You have to be aware of that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, we carry a large book in the back that has all the airport codes in it, and it tells you the frequencies to be on when you're near those airports.
That's amazing that there's no road.
Yeah, man. No cops to pull you over.
I was just going to say, there's no air police.
Nope.
I remember something rings true to me, and I mean, it maybe applies differently now to life, but when I was a kid growing up, I seen, rather than a mad sticker, that came around when I was more in my adolescent years, but instead of seeing mad stickers, I seen a car somewhere along the way, I don't visually remember it, but see some ice forming in the water.
Oh
there.
yeah.
So we're going. Right. Yeah, don't drink and drive, get high and fly. And I'm sure it was a pilot, somebody referencing that at the time, but it was... Okay.
There was a good one, huh?
So we're pointing the nose down, coming back around South Shore, Barrie. And
we are currently 9.5 south.
It's tricky, man. Like it's.
That's cool.
I find it takes me about 6 hours to teach somebody how to take off and land this thing.
Okay.
After that, it's all learning all the procedures, right?
4,000, climbing 4,000.
I'm just making another attempt here to swing over past the property.
Sure, man. Cool from looking above, huh?
Is it ever cool? Well, I want to be down there and I can see there's the sun coming out, nice, just touching the roof of the house. It's so different. There's my little fire pit. It looks so so cool. So when I'm down there, I'll now be referencing us up here.
That's right.
Right. So we're sitting at 322.
At 2,000 feet over the ground.
Okay. And your body, when you're pulling back out of the clouds here, Is that you pulling that a bit?
No, I'm not doing anything.
Okay.
Always ready to do something, but I'm not doing anything.
Okay, perfect. I thought I could. I'm just trying to understand if you're putting any force against me or it's the.
No, sir.
So, all right, on. Thank you. This is
Are there any
for me. It's like I'm trying to think of where my ass is and which way to lean.
Yeah.
So when you sit, you try and stay upright.
You just got to try to stay upright. Yeah. If not, you can confuse your body, right?
Right.
Or you can put your plane in a weird attitude because you're compensating. You don't want to compensate.
You know from the motorcycle riding, like,
Yep.
it's kind of how to. If you had somebody on the back, you say,
Yeah, you got to plant it. Yeah.
stay with me and keep your ass down, right?
Yep.
Same thing. Okay. So what are
Just throttling back.
we looking at for timeline? Do we? I know
we're
you
at
say.
we're at 25 minutes now.
Okay. So when you go up and down, do you have set times because that's your structured hourly thing? But if you were at a leisurely flight here for yourself, how long would you be able to maintain flight?
7 hours if you wanted to, with fuel. You could fly for a long time.
Really? That's there we go.
Longer than your bladder's gonna last, man.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. I seen you put a little bit of gas in there, and I'm thinking, I hope that's not all of it.
Nah, man.
Yeah, just kidding. Like
We got 43 and 39 liters. We got lots.
Okay.
So let's try doing a turn to the right now.
So we expect just to
That's it.
try and keep centered and.
Yep. We'll start guiding us back to the vicinity of the airport.
Right.
So Edenvale's going to be that way.
So how drastic would you want to say turn?
You generally turn to your comfort level. So it doesn't really matter as long as you're comfortable with it. I certainly wouldn't recommend putting the plane on its side because you have to be carrying a lot of speed to do that and you want the air to be very smooth because you're putting a lot of force on the plane.
Yeah.
Like right now, the G-forces on the wings of this aircraft are not high. Like there's not a lot.
I can feel it sort of relax.
Yeah.
The structures, there's no.
When we start doing those bank angles, man, those wings want to come up.
Right.
And you don't want to put too much or they could go. So that's where we don't piss around too much with that stuff.
Obviously it's not built, it can't withstand operator error, right?
Well, it can to a degree. Like they say, the theory is at 87 knots,
okay,
86 knots is our maneuvering speed. The theory is behind that means if we're doing 86 knots, you should be able to take that control stick and go full deflection without collapsing your airplane. I don't do it because I'm not a daredevil, man.
You don't need to know if it will break.
I don't need to know.
You're okay with it being destruction, right? You're okay with getting home, right? I see that. This is Bradford greenhouses.
5 by 5.
That's huge.
Yeah, man. It's a big spot.
So now you see, this is something that always baffled me. Okay, so driving down the highway not too long ago, Melissa, bless her, she's driving along and she's aware of the lines, the hash marks on the highway, but never really occurred to anybody or most people what they're for, and it's for aerial radar, right?
Yeah.
So true to that.
Well, they can use it for that for sure.
Click, and I've heard or was told that
for calibration, yeah.
Calibrate, distance between.
That's right.
Marks on the road, so that's where they say airport or airplane enforced, right?
Yep.
We're still climbing a little.
We're in a bit of a descent. That's good though.
There we go. So at this point, I'm just trying to see. I'm trying not to use the flight, right? Like the.
Yep. You're just looking outside.
The instruments. Yep. I'm trying to look outside, but I'm trying to understand where we're at. What I'm doing. This is.
But you're pretty level right now, man. This is pretty good.
I'm starting to relax and let my ass feel the seat and stuff. So I'm trying to.
That's important.
I think that a few hours in, you get rid of all the tension. Right?
Exactly. And you know what? It's a good thing if you feel tension because the people who scare me that come to learn to fly are the people who are not afraid of it. Because those are the people who eventually will kill themselves. You should have a healthy fear of what we're doing. Because
I do.
This is not natural, right? Like this is, you got to respect what we're up to. It's safe when done right, but got to learn how to do it right.
Absolutely. Like that applies to everything in life.
Yeah, man.
Right? I wonder if we come back to. Actually, I kind of like the sun behind us. I'm just curious to see if you're flying into it. There we are. That's a little bit of cold air coming under us, right?
Yeah.
That would put us like I'm trying to hot and cold air. So when you change, so if temperature changes and you don't change any controls, if you go hot to cold, does it push you down?
The hot will raise you up a little bit,
Yeah.
and the cold will drop you down. The cold air is easier to steer in, or meaning the plane will be touchier in cold air, and the warmer air, it's a lot sloppier.
Okay.
So this is the menacing swamp here, this huge area.
Right. Some beautiful properties out here.
Yeah.
Get out. Well, I don't call it property until you can't see your neighbors. You're almost home.
Yeah.
Getting closer. So I'm bringing us back. This is where we came out to the water in the first place.
The airport is over there,
Right.
but we still got a bit of time. We got 10 minutes or so. We can head straight this way. That's it. Pretty neat how you see the snow over there where Blue Mountain is, and
Right.
nothing here in this valley, right? It's a lowland area.
So for us, because the visual flight rating is that getting a little scratchy in the throat today, but this snowstorm and the weather front here.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You're saying for a visual flight deck, you say you can't fly over it. Or you're not supposed to be over it.
You're not supposed to be over it because you have to have visibility to the ground.
Okay.
So in order to do that, there's a special license a pilot gets, and that's called an instrument. IFR.
Right.
Yeah. Instrument rating. Most pilots that do this for fun don't bother getting it because it's so damn expensive to get.
Okay.
It's a hell of a lot of work, and it costs you about 20 grand to do.
Right.
This type of license you can do for $5,000, give or take. You get $4,500, $5,000.
That's so. And then, based on that, you're looking at what, 100 and a half an hour to 50 hours?
I'm turning people out with their license at around 25 hours is my average, and that's
Holy
180
shit.
an hour.
Okay.
So that's why I say around $4,500, and then you got ground schooling. So about 5 grand is my average for people.
Okay.
Some people that are slow learners might spend a bit more. Some people are real fast learners and can do it for 4 grand.
And that is your private visual flight rating.
Well,
and
this
private pilot
is actually ultralight, believe it or not, because it's so small and so light. So it's an easy license to get.
Okay.
And the cool thing is you learn all the same stuff you do in your private
Right.
for a fraction of the cost. So when you're ready to upgrade to private, if you want to fly a multiple seater, then there's not much they can teach you because you already know how to fly, you know how to communicate on the radio, you know all your weather stuff,
You
navigation.
do the book work, right?
Yep. So directly in front of us is where we don't want to go. That's baseboard.
Okay.
That whole area out there.
Oh,
So,
wow. Okay.
yeah, so let's do a turn this way.
I can see it now that you pointed out. I was trying to looking at going out 90 here. This is like the menacing, or Nottawasaga part of.
Yeah.
A little bit, or whatever the shitty creek is there.
Yeah.
My buddy was
Nottawasaga, yeah.
Yeah, he was pulling big salmon out of there. They were running last summer.
Nice.
And I think he kept the fish actually, but
Yeah, there'd be some
it was
really
about
good salmon.
it was about 30 or 40 pounds full.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was even obtained. Like you couldn't tell me that you did that unless you showed me the fish. I call him a liar. I didn't know that.
Years ago I used to
right?
fish the Nottawasaga right off of 90 here.
That's where he came in, and he just pulled off the road, and he was down under a little bridge.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good spot, man. Great spot.
Oh. So when we're doing this,
That's just the wind's pushing us a little bit.
are you correcting or holding?
I'm not doing anything.
Nothing?
You're doing all the flying.
So everything I feel is the temperature and the wind over the wings.
Yep.
Okay. I get my elbow relaxed. So
But I'm just going to listen to what runway they're using. I'm sure they're still using the same one we were on. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to start going towards the airport.
now is this? Can you show me the airport from where we are? Right.
It's hard to see. It's right that way.
See the white in the middle?
That's all the
brown?
white shit. See all those buildings there?
Yep.
That's it there.
Okay.
So what we're going to have to do is we have to go down to 2,200 feet, So just start going down, and then we're going to fly directly overhead the airport at 2,200 feet. This is the whole landing procedure.
Okay, so I'm somewhat familiar. So you're on, like, you're landing downwind, and we're taking off into the wind, is that correct?
Yeah. The procedures...
traffic in the Edenvale
I'll show you what it
turning
looks
final
like.
for runway 26.
There they go, at the back, downwind.
Yeah, there's downwind, there's base, there's final approach.
Okay.
There's the upwind side. It's quite complicated when you first look at this.
They
All right.
say downwind leg is, we're parallel to the landing
That's right.
strip.
So
And
we're
tracking.
on this side right now. We're gonna have to fly over, drop down to 1,700, and then cross back over, and then turn downwind, base, and final.
Okay.
So that's why I say we got to be at
And-
2,200 feet to do this procedure.
At our, okay. So we can fly over the airport provided we're there.
Yeah, we got to be
Directly over.
Yeah, if we're at 2,200 feet, we're 500 feet higher than those guys doing the circuit right now.
Okay, so if we go down now 2,200 feet,
Yep.
minus 7 here, so we're
Yeah,
trying to go
let's-
down to...
Yeah, we're not going to worry about the 7, just to right where you get that little blue marker there. I'm
Okay.
going to make a radio announcement here.
Kilo Bravo turning base 31. 26, I'm sorry.
Edenvale traffic, SportStar, India, Juliet, Kilo Yankee is 3 miles south of the field, 2,200, going to cross overhead the field, descend on the dead side, cross back over and join the mid-left downwind, 26.
Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Mr. Zanuck.
Where do we...
Edenvale traffic in the Edenvale Hotel, clearing runway 26 to taxiway Echo.
What were you saying?
I was just trying to see, who's responding to you? Another airplane?
Yeah, there's another guy that just landed.
We could probably see him almost at this point, right?
Yeah, he'll be taxiing down there, and there'll be another guy coming in to land. They're very hard to see, man. Like, there is another guy somewhere in this flight pattern, and we can't see him, but he's below us by 500
Traffic,
feet.
Kilo Bravo.
You did on purpose.
Yeah.
If you catch a visual of him, could you point him out to me, let me know?
I will if I
like-
catch a visual.
So we're okay and
We're
safe
perfect
to go
where we are right
directly
now. Yeah. As long as we
90
don't
degrees, or we're going split
Straight over.
the middle, right?
straight over the short runway, which we're doing. We're in a perfect alignment.
So we're trying to get in reference to the final leg and come back around.
Leaving altitude.
Yeah, we're going to go over to this side,
Yeah.
drop down another 500 feet, turn around, cross back over, and join the downwind leg,
Yes, and that's at what height? The downwind
at
leg?
1,700 feet. So it's 1,000 feet over the ground. I'm just pulling the nose up to get us back to 2,200.
Okay.
I don't want to collide with these guys. I'm not sure where they are.
You're just trying to stay
Approaching
centered. in the-
altitude.
And once we go to do this procedure, I think I'll have to do it because it's going to get pretty crazy.
100%. I'm going to stay on the controls if you don't mind.
Sure, man. Yeah, just ghost me on there, right?
I'll be mindful. I won't do anything. Just let me know when you're in full control
Yep.
or taking over, and then I can relax. This is a set height. I hear the aircraft is warning you, so you have set parameters, and then
Yeah, I set that little blue indicator there. Now I'm going to
That's
turn it down to 1,700.
Okay.
So now when I get down there, so we'll do this together. So I'm on the controls now.
Yep.
I'm going to throttle back a little bit, and I'm going to start the descent. Coming out here.
We go directly down, just gradual.
Yep.
Rate 217. We don't have to.
Just kind of just slowly descend, and I'm going to come all the way around because we're going to cross right back over that runway.
Right.
Edenvale traffic in the Edenvale Hotel, backtracking runway 26.
So there's a guy on that runway about to take off. You could almost
see him
see him
now.
driving that way, right?
Approaching altitude.
That's where we came out,
Yep.
and then did the 180. Okay.
So now we're right around here on this little diagram, and we're about to cross right over and then turn left, left, and left. So this is where I have to make a radio announcement again.
Edenvale traffic, Juliet, Kilo Yankee, overhead the field to join the mid-left downwind, 26.
Cool. Your identification here
Yep.
never changes.
That's right. Once it's assigned, when the plane is built
Yep.
or registered in Canada, it stays the same always.
And you're not using all these as a reference number, are you? When you identify yourself, you're saying,
Edenvale
Yeah,
traffic
just
in
the
the
last
Edenvale
year.
Hotel,
Jake,
rolling on runway 26 for circuit.
So you're saying Helio? You're right?
Juliet Kilo Yankee.
Oh, last 3 numbers. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're basically your lower half's just relaxed right at this point.
Pretty much.
Right,
Once in a while I touch the pedals just a touch.
Yeah.
Just to keep that tail nice and straight. Alright, so right around here we're going to turn into the downwind.
Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankees, turning mid-left downwind, 26.
I'm giving a little tiny push of my left foot. Just a slight push. Just to help this turn bank angle, sort of like an oval racetrack, right? You want it to bank nicely with the G-forces straight down. All right, this is the downwind. This is where we're getting ready.
Edenvale traffic, Indiana Hotel, turning left crosswind for runway 26.
There's somebody sitting on the runway. He's not taken off yet.
Edenvale traffic, Kilo Zulu Bravo, rolling 26.
There he goes. That was him announcing that he's on the roll. All right.
And then, like, how busy would you see it on a busy day here? There'd be constant traffic.
Yeah, man.
Taxiing off and on.
Yeah.
But everybody hears everybody on the same channel.
That's right. You communicate with each other.
And it's.
Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankees, turning left base, 26.
Let's go.
All right.
First come, first serve, or first announced?
Exactly.
Anything?
Yep. So right now I got to slow the plane down. I got to get us into the white area. That means it's safe for me to use the flaps. There we go.
Edenvale
Flap
traffic,
lever
Indiana
number 1.
Hotel, turning left downwind for
Flap
runway
lever
26,
number
full
2.
stop.
The flaps,
That's in the rear?
they're actually underneath the wing.
Altitude.
They're like big barn doors that hang down, and they make a larger wing, so it keeps us safer at slower air speeds.
Okay. We
Give
don't
us
need,
more
we don't
lift.
need to speed over the wing.
Yep.
Airspeed.
Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankees, turn final, come down 26, full stop.
This is our final approach, man. So right now it's just a balancing act between the stick for speed, stick gives us speed, and the throttle gives us altitude. So I want to be doing this procedure at 65 knots. See, I'm starting to go a little bit slow, so I push the nose down and I add a bit of power so we don't sink too fast. There we go. Now we're going too fast, so I'm going to pull back on that stick. Okay. Now I'm throttling back a bit. Now I want to start coming down to that runway. So I'm just going to eventually just kill the power totally.
Go back to the glider.
Yep.
Your nose centered. And
I will center the nose with my feet.
Hotel, turning left.
So here we go, engine's off. Now I'm going to start pushing my right foot down, keep that nose center. And just keep flying until she can't fly anymore. I'm adding some right stick, foot pressure.
Wow.
And we're down.
The wheels are not turning. We're hitting, right?
Yeah, we're planted nice and firm. I'm applying brakes now with my feet. Awesome. And now I'm just going to taxi off.
Edenvale traffic, Juliet Kilo Yankees, clear of 26 on the main ramp.
That was good.
Perfect.
You did well.
Thanks, man. That's perfect.
Hey, my pleasure.
I've always wondered what it's like to hit. The wheels are not spinning when we touch down.
Exactly.
So that was very smooth.
Indiana Hotel, turning final for runway 26.
We're not dropping a lot of weight on the tarmac either.
Exactly.
The weight of the aircraft is how much?
That will come down to skill, right? Because if you land too hard, she could be very rough. Yeah. Well, I guess these are my next people.
Amazing, Bill. Thank you so much.
Hey, my pleasure, man.
So you're at an idle speed now with the prop?
Yep. I'm just slowly powering down the engine. And time to kill her. Beautiful.